my friends. I am B, and this is B's Intuition. Today we're gonna do a reading. Let's do who is thinking about you and why. What do they even want? Like, why are they thinking about you? Like what? Okay, I don't know why. Anyway, let's just dive right into it, shall we? All right, please and thank you, Spirit. Who's thinking of the collective right now, and why? What do they want? Or do they want anything at all? Yeah. What? Like, who? I'm a little tired today, in case you can't tell. Even when I'm not tired, I act like this, so who am I kidding? Anyways, please and thank you, Spirit. Who is thinking of the collective and why? Please and thank you, Spirit. Who is thinking about the collective and why are they thinking about the collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. Who is thinking about the collective and why? Why are they thinking about the collective? Who is thinking about the collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. Who is thinking about the collective today? Who is thinking about the collective? Okay, I shall take it. It's a tiny little stack, but that's okay. Okay. Well then. Mamma mia, pizzeria. Okay. So what we have the Eight of. Why was I about to say the Eight of Pentacles? I know it's not the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. What was I doing? Where am I? Who am I? Anyways, the next card that came out was the Two of Cups. Trying to get that thumbnail back. I'm kidding. I'm being silly. I'm cheesing it up a little. Yeah, Two of Cups. That's really cool. That's exciting. The Wheel of Fortune. Mysterious. Okay. I know that I probably already seem unhinged in most of these, but if you didn't realize that I'm crazy, there's probably going to be plenty of little snippets of examples of that throughout this reading. Just a little treat for you. Queen of Cups also came out, and then bottom of the deck we have the King of Pentacles, which was interesting because, yeah, the card all the way at the bottom here is the Five of Swords, and now it's just peeking out just a slight bit, enough for me to recognize which card it was. And seeing the King of Pentacles with this guy peeking out a little bit, that speaks to me of like, if this is somebody coming into your life, they give off a very strong, secure, put together sort of exterior, but the Five of Swords would indicate that they've actually had a really rough past. But with it peeking out, I get the energy of like this person trying to hide their past of pain. I feel like this is somebody that really hides the past experiences that they've been through, the negative ones. They hide that very well. I feel like at first glimpse, this is not the type of person that you would get those types of vibes from, or like they don't really give off like I've had it rough, but they have. And that King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, that could be you that's talking about, or it could be somebody that you are dealing with, or somebody that's thinking about you, since that is the topic of this reading. Okay, anyways, let's just start clarifying, shall we? Starting with that Eight of Cups. Please and thank you, Spirit. Who is this thinking about the collective and why? Why are they even thinking? Why are they even thinking about the collective? What the heck? Can you clarify that Eight of Cups? Did I say Eight of Pentacles? I swear if I said Eight of Pentacles. I'm a tussle. I'm a tussle with me in the mirror. I'm gonna be like, wah, wah, wah. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, am I? That's the mystery. Am I joking? Or am I dead serious? You'll never know. Oh my god, B. Please stay focused. Okay. 8 of Cups. Please and thank you, Spirit. Who is this? Who is this? And why are they thinking about the collector? I can see. I see the light when it comes to this situation. I'm not gonna lie, my intuition was already telling me a little bit of it. I'm glad that my intuition was right. Okay, I'll take that little stack. Even though I don't like to take stacks, maybe I'll give us a little bit of backstory. Okay, that might be way too much, but that's okay. Yeah, probably is too much, but whatever. Anyways, clarifying that 8 of Cups, we have the Fool card. Okay, I'm not gonna get into it yet. I'm just getting some downloads from that. The Emperor card came out in the reverse. I'm just gonna say this is a toxic person from your past. Somebody that was overly controlling. Could have even been some sort of abuse of power in this dynamic that the two of you shared. Okay, little creature, like, I don't understand why you're so fascinated with everything I have. I do not have anything for you, my dear. It's kind of cute though, whatever it is. It's like a little fly, but it like has stripies. Little guy. He keeps trying to land on me. I have no idea what that little critter is, but he's kind of cute. He looks like a fly, but has stripes like a bumblebee. Tiny wings. So, why do you keep coming back? I do not want you here, in case you bite me or something. Anyways. A monarch butterfly. I see that little guy every time I'm down here, it feels like. At least this time of year. Okay, Mr. Fly Guy, I really need you to kind of shoot. No, leave me alone. Even the ants aren't this persistent. Especially when I don't know what like kind of critter it is. I don't know if it's gonna bite me or sting me or... Bro, please. It keeps trying to use its mouth. And it's like, bro, I really do not want you being all mouthy on me. Okay, enjoy my back. If that distracts you. I tell you. Okay, let me show you what other cards came out for the 8 of Cups. Oh my god, I swear, dude. I swear. Please, like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Do you want this instead? My box? Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe that'll be enough to scare you off. I tried to get it off onto another surface, but I think I scared it instead. Okay, anyways. 8 of Cups. I'm gonna have to cut all that out. I swear to God, if this dude... Okay, I think it's a different critter. Oh, and that whole interaction with that fly is probably a sign that this person that's thinking of you is probably a nuisance to you. Why do I feel like you probably cut this person off and they're like, no, I'm not done with you, yeah. Anyways, so the other cards that came out. This is probably going to give us a little bit of backstory here. Anyways, a bee just went into the ground. Now it came out. Anyways, I need to focus. Okay, King of Cups. I'm gonna show you all of them, and then we'll get into the storyline I'm picking up on. I swear to God, if that's that critter again. Okay. Three of I say something like I'm actually gonna do something about it. No, I'm just gonna be like, please leave. Okay, anyways. Oh, what am I? I'm getting distracted. Goddamn. Okay. Three of Wands. Following that King of Cups. Okay, just blow away then, I guess. That's fine. Like, geez, Louise. Anyways. Anyways. Five of Wands, following the Three of Wands. Seven of Swords. Page of Pentacles. And the Lovers. I hate this person. I'm kidding. I don't really hate them. I just hate this energy that they're in and the storyline I'm picking up on. So, the Fool card, I think, right off the bat is just saying this is somebody that wants a new beginning with you. The reason that they want a new beginning with you is because you left this person behind in the past. Probably for good reason. Probably because that bridge had been burned. There was really nothing to stand on at a certain point. And so you left it behind, which is good for you. Especially if they're showing up like the Emperor in the reverse. That is a control freak. That is somebody that abuses their power, any power. This doesn't even have to be somebody in a boss position, although they are probably more likely to be in some sort of position of power. This is somebody that will abuse that power the instant that they can. And since that Emperor card in the reverse was followed by the King of Cups upright, why do I feel like this Emperor in the reverse tried to show up at first as the King of Cups upright? Somebody that's emotionally vulnerable, mature, level-headed, somebody that's controlled in their emotions, doesn't let their emotions rule them. The Emperor in the reverse, though, I feel like that's probably a good indication that this is somebody that doesn't really have good control of their emotions. And that's probably what was your experience. Or that was your experience. I don't know the proper grammar. Anyways. Oh, no. I'm really getting this storyline. So, Three of Wands. Especially following after that King of Cups. It gives me, oh, I just gotta put on the mask and go towards the collective the next opportunity I get. And everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna work out perfectly. Ooh, and things can be as they were, is kind of the energy I'm getting with that. Five of Wands. They already expect you to be on your guard. They know that there's gonna be conflict if they come towards you. But yet they're like, I live for the drama, so I'm actually gonna do that. I'm gonna come in and create chaos because that's what I do best. Especially as the Emperor in the reverse. Somebody that probably loves chaos. That's probably why they miss you, is because they're not getting their fix. You know, you're probably one of those people that absorbs other people's energy. And so this person's chaotic, they want that reflected in another person. And right now, they're probably starved of that reflection. And you probably served as that reflection at one point in your life because you absorbed this person's energy and you reflected that back to them. And now they're like, my life's so boring now because I don't have anybody to, you know, be the drama for me, be the performance. Anyways. Seven of Swords. That's just some bullshit. So, like, not only are they like, yes, I'm totally okay with creating chaos and conflict, but I'm also okay with being freaking sneaky. I'm gonna sneak in there and I'm gonna do something shady. And it's probably just manipulation. Let's be so real. It's probably just manipulation. Like, I've changed. You should take me back. Because I've changed and I'm so different now. Even though they're exactly the same. Page of Pentacles following that. They're not even convincing, though. That's the thing. I feel like this oh my gosh. I'm getting such huge narcissist vibes. Well, honestly, with the Emperor card in the reverse, they probably have a god complex. They're like, yes, I'm God's gift to mankind, actually. But the Page of Pentacles, they know God's stability. They got barely anything to offer. They're immature as hell. They have not matured. They have not learned lessons. But they feel they got some sort of special soul connection with you. They feel like spirit is guiding the two of you together, but I don't know. I don't know what spirit they pray to, but it's probably not the one I'm thinking of. Or maybe it is. But definitely not the one I pray to. Anyways, the thing is, the Lovers is a beautiful card. It can definitely be about that soul connection. It can be about more than that. It can be about doing, like, making choices that are aligned to your divine path, making the right decisions, growing, and all that stuff. But within this context, and especially with the download I just got, the Lovers sometimes I feel like can hit us as a state of limerence. And for those that don't know what limerence is, it's kind of like an unrealistic feeling of love. You feel like an obsession or a connection of love with someone that either does not reciprocate those feelings, or you don't know them well enough to really feel those feelings very deeply. And that could also be talking about like how in alignment with somebody you don't know very well or deeply enough to kind of have those feelings. That makes me think that you probably have gone through your own sort of transformation here. And so they kind of have to get to know you all over again. But this image is literally speaking to me. Like, look at the image. Oh, you did not see anything there. That was nudity. You did not see that. Anyways, so the figures here. If you align with more feminine nature, or you just happen to be in your feminine nature at this time, you have been focusing on your spiritual journey, your own self-development journey, maybe even something to do with your own purpose, your own drive, lust for life, something that kind of gives you that. I feel like you've been really focusing on the things that truly matter and make a true difference. All the while, this masculine isn't looking up at the angel like you are. This masculine's looking over at you like, hey, I know you left me in the past, but what if I'm back? Ugh. Because it's like you are enlightened, at least to some degree compared to this person. This person's based in the 3D, whereas you're like in the 5D. This is somebody that just, they're probably so delusional. They probably think that they've gone through something, some sort of major transformation here, but I really don't think they have. And you're going to be able to tell, especially if you've been putting that work in. you're gonna be able to tell through your intuition, like, this person is full of shit. Just straight up. Bottom of the deck being the Seven of Wands. So it's like, they're planning on coming in, but you're already gonna have your guard up. You're gonna be freaking like, stay away from me. Been there, done that. Do not want to go back. But this person's gonna be persistent. But also, you're standing in your strength, though, at the same time. So I really don't think that this is going to really cause that much of an issue for you, because you're strong, you're not backing down, you're standing your ground. Even if this person's persistent, I see you being like, no, these are my boundaries, and if you don't respect them, you don't respect me, and therefore I have nothing that I wish to say to you, and I do not wish to be around you. Just, you know, very mature, very grounded, very steady and stable. And this sounds like the opposite of this person, so it's going to be interesting. Because it feels like this is actually somebody that is coming towards you as soon as they get the opportunity, or feel like they have the right opportunity to do so. But, you're standing in your power. You're like, I don't care how convincing you think you are. Oh, that's what I was getting earlier, is like, the God complex of like a narcissist, and that feeling of like, I feel like this is, oh my gosh, this is somebody that I feel like overestimates their own charisma, their own appeal. I feel like they're more in love with themselves than anyone else. Like, let's be so real, because I feel like they're just like, oh, if I just give them the right look, they'll fall right into my arms, or, you know, I just gotta put on some good appearances, and, you know, like, they just, ugh. They have such a big head on their shoulders. It's just like, oh, they're so full of themselves. That's what I'm getting, at least. Y'all can let me know in the comments if this is you, and this is a situation that you resonate with, because this person was probably a nightmare to deal with. I'm just gonna say. Especially if you, like, because I don't know why, but it feels like this could have even been a trigger event. This person somehow maybe opened you up to your spiritual side. And maybe that was as a result of trying to recover from this person and the damage that they inflicted. I want to see what's underneath that Seven of Wands. Judgment. Jesus. So the Judgment card is just like straight up. They want to come in because they want to have a second chance. They feel like if they can show up in a way that shows that they've changed, that they'll have a second chance with you. But the thing is, I don't think that they are in this position of having changed that much. And the type of change that they will have needed to make is like pretty much like they died and were reborn. And with the energy that they're showing up with, I don't think that they have done that kind of thing. They really did not say, okay, the past me was trash, let's throw it away and start new. This is not that type of person. They're like, actually, I was great back then, and I'm great now. So I really don't see the problem here. And you're going to know exactly how to respond to that. Alright, let's go into the Seven of Pentacles, see what that's all about. Please and thank you, Spirit. Who's thinking of the collective anyway? Who's thinking about the collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. With the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles in the world. Ooh, yeah, baby. Who is this Seven of Pentacles thinking about the collective? Why are they thinking about the collective? Why are they even thinking about the collective? I swear, people got the nerve to be thinking about you, I swear. Who do they think they are thinking? Okay. Anything else for this Seven of Pentacles? Please and thank you, Spirit. Who is this? Thinking about the collective. Ooh. Okay. Oh, Mamma Mia pizzeria. Okay. So, we have that Seven of Pentacles. And to clarify, we have the Seven of Cups, 7-7, repeating sevens. Definitely could be a sign for you. Seven of Cups there. Ace of Pentacles. That's like an offer. Do you hear that dog barking? It's like the perfect It almost sounds like it's fake, right? If you can even hear it. It's just like the most perfect bark. I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, and then after the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Cups. And then, bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Cups. Somebody's got like a crush on you or something. But they're confused. Oh, I see. Somebody wants to be patient and grow and develop something with you here. But they are so confused as to how to do that. I feel like they have so many question marks in their mind when it comes to you, this person. That's probably why they're thinking about you, is like they're trying to figure you out. Because that Seven of Cups to me is like either saying maybe you're very popular and you have a lot of options, so it's like, you know, they don't know if you would even be interested in them. But also on the other hand, this could also be somebody that like has a lot on their mind, and you could also have that too. Like you both could be very busy people. I don't know why, but I feel like that could be a thing, and kind of leading to that feeling of being confused or not really being able to see things clearly. Like I just feel like a very busy mind from this person. It's like they just are always thinking, or they have like, they're probably one of those people that just has like a bunch of thoughts always going through their head. Relatable, right? But it's like they just have so many unknowns when it comes to you. They don't know, are you single? They don't know, are you interested in someone that's like me? Are you even looking for love? What kind of, like, they have so many unanswered questions with that Seven of Cups. So it's like they want to do like this very proper investment here. This is not somebody that's going to be rushing anything, which I think is very healthy and very good. And with the Seven of Pentacles that this is clarifying, that indicates patience, and I like that in a person. I think that's probably one of the most attractive qualities a person can have. And you know, I'm personally of the belief that patience is more of a practice than it is like an actual just quality that people are inherently born with. I see it more so as like somebody that practices patience, because every single day we have a plethora of opportunities to practice patience. But unfortunately, especially in this day and age, it's very rare to find people that actually do practice patience. But I think this is somebody that practices patience probably in their day-to-day life, honestly, because it is clarifying the Seven of Pentacles. This is somebody that has to be patient in some area of their life, and so they're going to be patient in a relationship with you as well. And you know, maybe part of that patience is like I kind of have to wait to learn more. I have to wait until things become more clear. But even when it does come down to this person actually communicating with you, because I think that is indeed their desire here, is to speak to you in some regard. Because that Ace of Pentacles would indicate to me, and this definitely indicates too, that this is somebody that's starting off small. Especially, yeah, this is probably somebody that's actually new to you, new in your life. And that's probably why they have so many unanswered questions, is because they don't know you super well. Maybe they've only seen you in passing and they're just like, who is that? I need to get to know them. But the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like this is them opening the door. Even if it's just a crack, it's like, okay, like maybe we can start to talk and maybe establish, like, if we even have some sort of connection, if we vibe. For some reason, this speaks to me, this Ace of Pentacles energy speaks to me of like opening the door crack to kind of see, like, I just feel like this is an opening conversation. This is somebody that wants to open up a conversation, and because it's Pentacles, I think this is really just grounded in like getting to know you, maybe not even specifically when it in regards to love. Like I feel like this is somebody that just wants to know probably a lot of different things about you, like not just even specifically in romance, even though I do feel that undercurrent of romance here. I feel like at first they're gonna just be like, hey, my name's blah blah blah, what's yours? do you, I know it's cheesy now, it's like a, a pickup line. It's like, do you come here often? But yeah, maybe they'll say something like along those lines, because and it's interesting, this path on the Ace of Pentacles, it's kind of showing me like that the whole purpose behind this conversation, or opening the conversation, is to kind of like see, like, hey, is there any wiggle room to kind of guide this to a more romantic sort of connection? But I think off the bat, they're not going to be like, like it's not somebody that's going to force anything. And if they feel like the vibes are just off and you're not feeling them like they're feeling you, like, I don't think that they're ever going to really truly proceed to something romantic at that point. I think this is just the conversation of being like, let me try and pick up some information. Let me try and feel out this person's vibes, see if they like me a little bit. Because it's like somebody that knows that they like you, or at least they like your vibe, if this isn't somebody that you've interacted a lot with. And so this is like them opening up the conversation, pretty much, is what I'm getting. And then not the Ace, the Knight of Cups. So I feel like this is actually kind of cute. I kind of like this energy because it's very honest. I feel like this is an honest kind of person, and I like that. And I can't talk. I feel like that's another nice quality to have in a person, an attractive quality, is somebody that is just honest, right? Mamma Mia Pizzeria. But okay, so I feel like, especially because this is following that Ace of Pentacles, like, this is their true intention. Like, at first the thing about this person is not like they have like this hidden agenda and they're like trying to like ensnare you in this trap to like drag you into a relationship. Like, they're not like gonna force anything. This is somebody that genuinely wants to see, like, hey, is there anything here? Like, is there anything, like, do we both click? Do we both feel something? And also get those like basic details out of the way. But it feels like if you respond well to that conversation, they're gonna get flirty, I think. They're gonna be like, well, so you're single. I'm single too. Maybe that's even where the conversation eventually goes to, is like, so, you local? You single? You seen anyone? Like, I think they're gonna be more chill about it than I am being. But yeah, I feel like the real intention behind it is the romance, but they're not gonna force it if they feel like, okay, this person's clearly not into me, or, this doesn't feel like a good connection. Like, and yeah. So it's like they do have that intention behind it, but I don't think that they're gonna force it. They're gonna just go with the energy. This is somebody that definitely feels out energies. And because of the cup cards, this could be somebody that's actually very empathic, able to read other people's energies, feel other people's energies. Could be a very spiritual person for some reason, I'm getting, even though none of these cards really speak to spirituality, but for some reason I'm getting that. Or at least maybe it's like, yeah, I feel like a sense of spirituality, and it's like tied to their deep emotions. Anyways, I keep getting very strange, like, side messages that aren't super relevant, but for some reason I just feel called to like kind of mention them. And then the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, I feel like if they get an opportunity, they're like, okay, the vibes are vibing. This person seems interested in me too. We're both single. We're both feeling each other. Maybe you want to give me your number? I can give you my number. We can kind of see where things go. Okay. There's a beautiful ducky swimming. Or not swimming, flying. Oh, and it just landed. I wonder if it has a nest over there with the babies. Anyways. Unrelated. I think it's a mallard duck. I couldn't really tell. Kind of darker, muted colors, so probably a female. Anyways, but its feet I think were more orangey looking. I'll have to look that up to see what duck looks like that. And then it landed in the brush across the river. So I'm wondering if it has a little nesty in there with babies. Anyways, maybe not because I don't hear nothing. And I feel like if it was babies, you'd probably hear them. Okay, let's get back to the reading about that. Why do I feel like with this Ace of Cups too, something about you brings out this person's emotions? Ooh, are you this person's safe space? This person I feel like is going to feel very comfortable in your energy. Even if this is not somebody that just like, is very forward with their emotions, you create a very gentle, soft, warm, inviting space for emotions to be shared. And that makes an impact on this person, and it makes it way easier for them to open up to you and want to open up to you. Because they know, even if you don't if this is some sort of expression of emotions and you don't reciprocate those feelings, maybe they feel comfortable either way because they know that you're the type of person, or they feel that you're the type of person that wouldn't be like, oh my god, I can't believe you would even suggest that I would have feelings for you. Like, you wouldn't be like, freaking out or anything if this person, fumbled or whatever, or, made a fool of themselves for expressing those things. Yeah. I want to see what's underneath the Ace of Cups. Death. Ooh, that's an interesting energy. The Death card is interesting because, although the Death card can definitely signify endings, it also is a huge card of transformation. And very serious transformation. Death and rebirth, that's a crazy transformation right there. With the Death card being underneath the Ace of Cups, if the two of you get personal in a conversation, you could connect over the fact that you both have gone through some sort of renewal, rejuvenation, transformations that's significant. Like, very significant. The both of you could have that in common with one another. Both of you have transformed in some way. I'm curious, what's underneath that Death card? The Devil. Maybe this transformation has something to do with addictions, toxicity. Ooh, I actually kind of like that because now it's kind of getting more deep too. And it kind of feels like what I was saying about this person might be spiritual. Because why do I feel like this is kind of speaking to like a spiritual transformation? It's almost like you look in the mirror at yourself, you see what you don't like about yourself, but instead of ruminating within that, what do? You change. You try your best to shift, change, grow, evolve, and move forward. I feel like the two of you could really click on an emotional level by sharing your backstories with one another. That's a very beautiful energy to me. I like that person. Okay. So be prepared for somebody new trying to get to know you and seeing if it goes anywhere. All right, let's go into the Two of Cups now. Please and thank you, Spirit. Who is this thinking about the collective and why? Please and thank you, Spirit. Who's this Two of Cups thinking about the collective? Two of Cups. Oh, Two of Cups. Why did I say it like that? Okay. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Okay, I think that's enough of it. So, let's see what came out. Clarifying that Two of Cups, the first card that came out, I kid you not, is the Two of Cups, and it landed like this, coming out in this direction, and I like that. This is honest. Why do I feel like this could definitely be that last person we were just talking about? Because there's something so transparent here. It's like, okay, somebody was showing up in the Two of Cups energy, so they're like maybe interested in you romantically, they feel a connection with you that they want to see if it's reciprocated and stuff, and then it's like, okay, let's clarify that. I really want to see if we have something here, if we feel this connection, if this is something that we can strive towards. Like, this is their full intentions, and they're like guns ablaze trying to get this. And it's not even necessarily that they're trying to force it again. I'm not getting that energy, but just like they're very excited about the potential of this being a good match. And that's where they're like coming from. Especially because this is the first card that came out to clarify this. This is somebody that's gonna like, oh my gosh, this is so refreshing. Honestly, this is such a refreshing energy because, like, especially in tarot, you see people that are like, yeah, technically I do want this, but I'm also with somebody, and I'm trying to cheat on them. Like what? Or, you know, somebody that's just completely like, well, I don't know. Like, maybe I want to break up with the person I'm with now, but maybe I don't. Maybe I like you, maybe I don't. Like, you know, tarot is great about, like, reading those kind of details in a person's energy. But it's really frustrating, especially when you're like, okay, Two of Cups, so that means that they want to be with me and they're gonna do anything it takes to achieve that. No, that's not always the case. But this person, I feel like, is actually down for it. And they're actually, this is somebody that's going to put in the effort because this is what they truly want. They truly want that genuine connection with an equal partner and get that reciprocal kind of love. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Other cards came out too. So let's go ahead and look at these. Ooh. I like this person. I can't be biased though. Let's continue. The other cards that came out is the High Priestess, Four of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and Strength. Not this person kind of impressing me a little bit. I'm like, they single? They got a brother? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, anyways. We're sister, right, Vicky? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm just so curious how much of this I'm going to be cutting out when I'm editing. High Priestess, though. Okay, not gonna lie, if somebody came across my path romantically and they were showing up as the High Priestess, I'd be like kicking my feet, smile into my phone, because that, again, spiritually connected. This is somebody who feels intuition strongly, who feels a connection to spirit very strongly, and they let that guide them. They let that guide their heart, they let that guide their actions. High Priestess too is very quiet, very silent, so why do I feel like this could even be somebody that's kind of shy? Ugh. Well, for maybe that's not everybody's type, shy people, but I like shy people. like, what are you hiding? No, I'm just kidding. But like, I tend to be attracted to shy people, I think. So it really will depend on you and what you personally like, if this person's for you or not. But it's like they're silent, but I don't know. Like they could be quiet, but it's like they see everything. Do you know what I mean? And not even just what's happening in their 3D, but what's happening on a more spiritual level. Like not just the 3D, but the 5D too. This is somebody that's incredibly wise, but they're like stable in their wisdom, where it's like they don't feel the need to have to brag about their intuition. They don't feel the need to like have to be like, I don't know, boastful about it. Like, yeah, I'm so intuitive, man. This is definitely somebody that's humble in their abilities. Like they understand that they have power, but they're humble with it at the same time. But very spiritual, very intuitive, for sure. It's interesting, the Four Pentacles. Oh, interesting. So the Four Pentacles to me is hitting me as like something in their 3D reality. It feels like something in their 3D reality holds them back to a degree. Maybe that's like a lack of finances. It doesn't give them enough confidence. Or maybe their finances are unstable at this time. They may feel a little bit insecure about that. Oh, okay. I'm also getting, with the Four Pentacles and the High Priestess, it makes sense that this person's probably... It feels like this is somebody that's very internal, but may not be super comfortable with like being outward expressing. Like expressing themselves outwardly. They may feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I do feel a sense of like a secret admirer energy with this one. There's something holding this person back, even though they feel like an extremely strong connection with you. And maybe that's just like they want to gather more three-dimensional related details about you, like get that information before they like actually proceed. Because although this person is incredibly intuitive, spiritual, there is something either doing that has to do with their 3D reality or material comforts or finances. It plays a part in this. And I think to an extent they see it as some sort of blockage when it comes to this connection. But with the Four Pentacles, the type of blockage that is usually coming up with the Four Pentacles, it's usually like a self sort of inflicted obstacle, if that makes any sense. Like if this person shifted their mindset, that obstacle I feel like would no longer exist. But maybe that also kind of comes with time with this person if they're kind of on the more shy side or very internal kind of person. They probably have to feel comfortable with you first before they open up all of that. And so maybe like they'll be guarded at first, but like the more they get to know you, the more they learn about you, the more they open up and they feel less closed off when it comes to this. Or less internal and more willing to be external with what's going on inside of them. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. I actually kind of like this, especially because the Knight of Pentacles following that Four of Pentacles, to me that speaks of like, this is somebody that is changing. They may just be kind of slow. But it's like the Knight of Pentacles is a really well thought out kind of person. Somebody that likes to make plans before acting. Somebody that thinks things through, maybe to a very thoroughly, very, very detailed plans. Maybe at times it seems like this person's not like making forward movement, but it's like, again, because this person is so internal based, a lot of their progress I feel like doesn't show on the outside, at least not immediately. Interesting. But this is somebody that has their eyes on the prize and they are actively moving towards you. It's just taking planning and time. Because again, this is somebody that wants to build slowly with you. They're not trying to rush anything here. And that's why I feel this is probably that same person we saw with the Seven of Pentacles. It feels very likely that this is the same person. It is possible that this is a completely different person and you're just really popular. Yeah, that's always possible. But with the storylines, I feel like there's like an overlap. So definitely take it as it applies to your situation. But this is somebody that's, I want to say baby steps. This is somebody that probably is uncomfortable with like leaving their comfort zone, especially if they're a very like self-isolating, maybe loner, keeping to themselves, keeping everything inside. It's a big deal to open up, and it's a big deal for them to pursue. But they feel strong enough towards you that they do want to pursue something here. May take some time, but honestly, that's the best kind of connection to build, is something slow over time taking place, so that you have plenty of time to build that sturdy foundation for an actual relationship to be put on top of it. And that, I feel like, speaks of like, this is somebody that's thinking about the long term. They're like, they really like foresee something very special here. And so they are treating it as such, like an investment, something valuable. They're not trying to rush into anything here, because typically when people rush into something, they leave just as quickly. So this is not that type of person. This is somebody that's going to build slowly with you, but that's going to be a very long-lasting sort of connection. And then the Strength card. So I like this person. I really do. Like, oh my gosh, I'm getting like a really cute message with this one. This is actually really cute. Like, they have such strong feelings for you. Oh, I like this person a lot. Their energy is really cute to me. Because it's like, this is somebody that's probably like, in some regards, socially awkward, I think. But their feelings for you are so strong and they want this connection with you so badly that they are willing to break out of their comfort zone, be courageous, be strong, and do what makes them uncomfortable. So, in hopes that this goes somewhere, that this builds to something. Like, oh my gosh, this is somebody that's willing to go out their comfort zone for you. Which, again, with tarot reading, you don't always see that sort of energy. Usually people are way too afraid to leave their comfort zones. But this here feels very significant. I love this, actually. Because it really does feel like, oh, I like this person a lot. Because it's like they care so much about you. They feel like this is probably like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And so they're like, okay, I usually wouldn't go for someone because maybe they're awkward, they're nervous, they are maybe more in their head than being confident enough to be in the doing the actions. But this is somebody that's going to be strong, going to be courageous. They're going to leave their comfort zone, pretty much for you, for the hope that it leads somewhere in this connection. I actually really like that energy. Also with the lion and the person here, the lion is looking up at the lady in this picture like he's in love. And I feel like this is the type of person. Also, it's giving me golden retriever vibes. Oh my god. This is somebody that would just adore you. They probably already do. Let's be so real. They probably already adore you. They look up to you. They think that you're heaven on earth. an angel, an answered prayer. Who is this person? They're so cute. Um, Also, it's interesting with the lion, and it's in a passive stance or energy in this card. So that kind of speaks to me. Maybe this is even somebody that can be slightly intimidating. Yeah, this could be somebody that typically is intimidating to other people, or other people may be kind of scared of this person. And I feel like that's probably just because maybe they're so quiet, but maybe they have some sort of appearance to them where it's like, even though they're very shy and sweet, they keep it all inside. And so on the surface, they may kind of show up in a kind of scary way. And I don't think that they're actually scary. I think it's probably just how people perceive them to be, especially strangers. It's like before they actually get to know this person, they may kind of be intimidated by this person at first. But it's like in the right hands, this person is like putty. Yeah, it's like putty in your hands. This is a very soft person, especially once you get to know them, especially once they feel comfortable with you. Ooh, beautiful energy. Also, strength card, patience is a huge part of that. So it makes sense if this is the same person we had with the Seven of Pentacles. Oh. I really like that person's energy a lot. Okay, anyways. Bottom of the deck being the Five of Pentacles. So this definitely could give some backstory on maybe why this person is so closed off, so quiet, so internal rather than external. The Five of Pentacles is a feeling of lack. And sometimes I get like social ostracization, if that's the right word for it. Being ostracized. Being othered by others. Kind of like, this may have been somebody that was either bullied growing up, or like they identify with being like the nerd, the loser, the geek, the unpopular kid. Like it feels like you can't sit with us, being on the receiving end of that. So I think that this is somebody that probably is kind of insecure, and they're probably timid because of their past experiences. I want to see what's underneath that Five of Pentacles. Six of Wands. Ooh. Did this person have a glow up? I think this might have been a person with a glow up. Because how the hell you go from Five of Pentacles to the Six of Wands? Six of Wands, that's success and being celebrated. Why do I feel like, is this somebody that's famous? I'm just saying. Damn. So this could be, like, I mean, hey, anything's possible. Magic can happen, baby. So maybe you're attracting a celebrity or something. That's pretty cool. But I think this is somebody that had a glow up. Straight up. So it's like they don't, or they potentially don't know that they are, they don't know how attractive they are because of their past experiences playing a part. And those past experiences, especially if they were happening during developmental years, have turned into mindsets and body image, outdated body images maybe. But it's so interesting. What the heck? So this is somebody that's shy, very internal based, but they're seen. They do something that gets them seen. Why am I getting this energy of like a streamer? Because this gives me like, okay, like this gives me somebody that may have been have grown up and was kind of socially ostracized, and maybe they were like the nerd or whatever, and maybe they spent their time doing a lot of video games and socially isolating because maybe they didn't have a lot of friends growing up. But maybe they got really good at doing video games, and so now they stream, and people on the outside looking in may be like, okay, that's just some person. But maybe online they have like millions of followers on what are those streaming platforms? Whatever, I don't know them. I'm sorry, I'm not a streamer. I'm thinking of like one that's like super popular, but of course I can't think of it. But if y'all know streaming, you probably know what I'm thinking of. But because it feels like, yeah, especially with the backstory, it would make sense. Because it's like, okay, this person might have been known as being a nerd or a video game geek or whatever. Somebody socially isolated, and so they spent a lot of time behind closed doors working on something here. But they became a master at it so much that they have a following. And they're successful at whatever this is. Definitely gives me working from home, but successful. And maybe in the public eye to some extent. That's the kind of energy I'm getting from this person, which is very interesting. I did not see this coming. This is a plot twist here because they're very introverted. I like it though, because it gives complexity. It gives like, ooh, like, the book summary is not enough. I want to get a glimpse underneath those covers and read this book all the way through, get all the details, because like this is an interesting person and probably unassuming. I feel like, yes, a streamer. Maybe they're even a faceless streamer. I don't know how common that is, but I imagine not everybody would be super comfortable being on camera, right? So maybe because, especially if they have those insecurities about their appearance, because maybe their appearance was mocked growing up. Now they're like, okay, I'm not going to show my face, but I'm going to show you how good I am at these video games. Because I know that I got that going for me. But it's sad at the same time, because I do think that this person actually is attractive. They have certain charming qualities about them. I mean, just straight up, before I even got into this energy of a streamer energy, this person has very beautiful qualities within themselves. They seem honest, they seem patient, they seem hardworking. They actually change and shift and grow, which is almost impossible to find these days in a person. Let's be so real. People just don't want to do the work like they used to. They just don't want to work anymore. No, I mean spiritually work. Like work on themselves for improvement's sake. But anyways. Ooh. They started at the bottom and somehow got their way up to the top. I'm just saying. This is somebody that's unassuming. It's like, okay, at first glimpse you may think you get this person, but I don't think you get the full story or like the full picture. You kind of have to speak to this person, get to know them in order to see all these little details. But I feel like it makes it intriguing on your end, though, at the same time, if you have that sort of curiosity like I do. Because it's like, I want to know more about this mystery person, or, I want to know the things I don't know about you. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be interesting. If this is somebody that you have reciprocal feelings for as well, which Two of Cups would indicate that you probably do, or at least you will develop that, potentially. It'll be fun, because it's like those kinds of connections where it's like, maybe you start out thinking that they're one way, but the more you get to know, you're like, oh my gosh, they like have all these different varying interests, and they've had all these life experiences, and I don't know, it feels interesting, intriguing, and fun, because it's like you have to unwrap the gift, first. I don't know. Something about that. It's just interesting to me and fun. But yeah, so that's who I was thinking about. Yeah, there and what their intentions are. I think that they're definitely going to be coming towards you. Just may be a very slow process. and maybe not all at once. Do you know what I mean? Probably like be like, okay, you know, here and there, and then like maybe eventually like, how are you? What's your name? Yeah, I don't know. I like that. Anyways, going on to the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what that's about. Please and thank you, Spirit. Who is this thinking about the collective? And why? Please and thank you. Wheel of Fortune. Please and thank you. Who is this thinking about the collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Who is this thinking about the collective? Fortune. 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 Okay. Okay. So clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, we have the, if I can hold them, Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant, Four of Swords, Three of Swords, Knight of Swords came out in the reverse. Interesting. And then, bottom of the deck, we got the Six of Cups. This is somebody that feels like you came into their life for a reason. And in divine timing. Like you came into this person's life at a time where they needed you the most. This feels like somebody that appreciates you. You may be somebody that's also like very spiritually wise, or even maybe somebody that's more like wiser than their age would give the impression of. That was a weird way to word it. You know, wisdom beyond your years. You're also somebody that's very kind, empathetic, grounded, stable, reliable. Yeah, there's like a good amount of reliability here. And being trusted. You're trusted. Okay, now I'm feeling like Spirit trusts you with a position of power. So maybe this isn't even a person. Maybe this is Spirit. Or somebody thinking about you in a spiritual context. Because it almost feels like there's like, I'm getting like a micro example, I guess. I don't know how to explain that. It's almost like there's a small group of people, maybe like one person that's like thinking about this potentially, but also there's like this larger picture that you play a part in. So it's like almost like one of many people that you've made a good impact on. So it's almost like, I don't know, it feels like it's both like your purpose in bettering humanity, or trying your best to like do good for others, for the world. And that could either be taking place on a global scale, or in the life of one person. But especially if this is your energy, I feel like you probably naturally impact more than just one person, but maybe it's specifically one person that's thinking this about you. Four of Swords. The Four of Swords can be a card of healing. You heal people. You may also guide people towards Spirit. Guide people to meditate, guide people to find ways to connect to Spirit, even if they seem kind of casual and low effort. Because I sometimes think that people may think, like, oh, I have to, if I'm exploring a spirituality, I have to go all in, all at once. 0 to 100. And I don't know. I feel like you show people that it doesn't have to be so serious. It doesn't have to be so strict. It doesn't have to be so specific in like a very specific way. I feel like you help people to feel like they can customize maybe their connection to spirit, which I feel like is, pretty accurate. We can actually sort of customize our connection to spirit in the way of like we can interact with spirit in the ways that we are most comfortable with, or what best works for us and our lifestyles, if that makes any sense. Like, such as meditation. Like, maybe this person doesn't have the attention span to maybe meditate, like, but maybe they meditate when they're listening to music and they're just like vibing in that moment, releasing all their troubles, their cares, living in a positive energy moment. But healing, more than anything, you heal people. And also, it's like how do I word this? It's like you provide. No, you inspire. You inspire, motivate people to have this connection with spirit, but also like, how do I word this? I think I lost that train of thought. Poop. But it was like beautiful, whatever that message was I was getting. Because it's like, you teach people to give to themselves, I guess, especially in a spiritual context, if that makes any sense. Because self-care is also coming through with that Four of Swords for some reason. Maybe you just show people, maybe you're like, even like spiritual health is part of mental health, part of physical health, like it plays a part in all of this. I don't know, you encourage, inspire, motivate people to like tap into spirituality and tap into their self-love, self-care. Maybe you're also a really good example of what that looks like in a person. So people are like, hey, apparently they got the answer. Three of Swords. Oh, oh, oh. So the person here that's thinking of you is thinking all this wonderful stuff about you, but they've been through a lot. Why do I feel like this is somebody that's probably been let down by... Oh, that breaks my heart. This is somebody that I feel like, and this is maybe just how they feel, but somebody that has been let down by every single person in their life. And then you come in and they're just like, wait a second, not everybody's horrible and mean. Not everybody's selfish and cruel. Why do I feel like you're blowing someone's mind here? Because they did not think that people like you existed. Ugh. My heart breaks for this person because they have not had an easy life, this person. And so it's almost like you shake this person's life up quite a bit. I'm not really getting a romantic undercurrent with this one. I think this is just somebody that simply adores what you're doing here on Earth. They may see you as like an earth angel, somebody that's trying their best to create positive change in the world and show up as, that quote where it's like, be the change you wish to see in the world. You're showing up in that sort of energy, and this is blowing this person's mind, I feel. And it's interesting with that Knight of Swords in the reverse. Because at first I was like, oh, this is somebody that, maybe wants to move fast but doesn't. But this is giving me more of an energy of like the Knight of Pentacles. Because the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight in the deck upright. But in the reverse, I feel like something slower. Also, the Knight of Swords is kind of flighty. I feel stability, I feel security, I feel groundedness. So it's almost like you give this sense of like you're going to be there for the long haul, not just like quick in and out. Ooh. And maybe when it comes to your kind deeds, you're not just somebody that does something nice once and you're like, okay, well, now I don't have to do anything nice ever again. I'm all set now. You are somebody that does nice things over and over and over again. And that is what this person is recognizing in you and appreciating so much in you. Your ability to be consistent. This really does feel like somebody that's really in awe of you because of how you're showing up for other people, how you're showing up for this world. That's beautiful. I really do love that energy. That was not what I was expecting to get from those cards, but I'm here for it because that's a beautiful message. 6 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So you cause this person to reflect on their past, on their childhood. Maybe you've... Okay, I don't know why, but this person's making me so emotional. You may even remind them of someone that they knew in their childhood. Especially if this person feels like every single person in their life has let them down or failed them. I'm just getting such a feeling of like not being protected when you're at your most vulnerable. I feel like this is somebody that's really had a rough life, and especially their childhood. But so either you remind them of somebody that was actually kind to them in their childhood, and it could have been somebody that was like maybe only in their childhood, like a friend that they made in like elementary school or something. Or you're the kind of person that they wish that they had when they were in their childhood. This feels like somebody that was very traumatized as a child, and I'm not exactly sure what kind of trauma, but really crazy trauma, I want to say. Why do I feel like saying things that no child should ever have to experience in their life as a child? This person's gone through a lot of trauma, and I feel that very heavily in their energy. But you're like, this is somebody that has had a rough life, but also you renew this person's faith in humanity. And it's because of who you're showing up as, how you show up, everything that you are, everything that you do. Oh my gosh, that's just like, this person loves you, and I don't really necessarily feel in a romantic sense. That's possible, I'm sure, but for me it's just like you hit this person in the heart. Like they didn't know that they could feel loved by another human being in this life, but it almost feels like you would do that for anyone. Why do I feel like it's like, to you, maybe these are things that maybe you don't even think twice about. You're like, oh yes, I'm just gonna help you because you need help, whatever. And it's not so much about like anything super, I don't know, serious or whatever, but it's just like you just show up in such a beautiful way, and this person's in awe of you. I want to see what's underneath that 6 of Cups. King of Pentacles. It could be a King of Pentacles that is feeling this way, but the Queen of Pentacles that we saw at the beginning, of clarifying this Wheel of Fortune. King of Pentacles here. I feel like you are balanced. I feel like that's actually what it's talking about, is that you're balanced within your feminine and masculine, and very secure within yourself, grounded within yourself. And it's like, because you have this peace within, this balance within, you're able to show up in such a sturdy, reliable way for other people. Like, you are this person's mom and dad, or maybe more so, what this person wished that their mom and dad would have been like. Could have been somebody that maybe they didn't have either parent in their life, or the people that were in their life that should have been their parents let them down. And so they look at you and they're just like, I wish that they were my mom. I wish that they were my dad, because they would actually love me. Like, you are the person that they needed as a child, I feel. And I appreciate that so much, that you're showing up in that way. Okay, so just beautiful energy. Let's go on to the Queen of Cups now, please and thank you, Spirit. Who is this thinking about the collective? The Queen of Cups. Who is this thinking about the collective, and why are they thinking about the collective, please and thank you, Spirit? Who is this Queen of Cups? Who's thinking about the collective? I'm gonna put that back because I just felt like, oh, okay, we're gonna take that. We're gonna take that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. So, clarifying the Queen of Cups, the Star card came out in this direction. Interesting. And then we have Two of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Two of Swords, Eight of Wands, Six of Wands, bottom of the deck, the Hermit. Interesting energy. But why did the Star card come out like that, I wonder? Because when I see things coming out like this, it's like something holding you back, or holding someone back. This could be somebody that actually wants to talk to you, but maybe what's holding them back from talking to you is the fact that you're showing up in this Star energy. And so this could be somebody that, and actually that would make sense with the Queen of Cups too. This is probably how this person's seeing you. You're seen as somebody that is mature, loving, grounded in your emotions. You're also somebody that's very special. There's something that you're doing here that is very important, and they see you healing not only yourself but others, and this is slightly intimidating to this person, I think. And then, yeah, because then it's like they're going back and forth, like, okay, do I talk to this person? Do I not talk to this person? Maybe they're busy, but I also kind of want to talk to them, but I'm worried I'll distract them for what they're doing. I don't know. It's kind of like that back and forth sort of energy. But when that Page of Wands, that feels like this person could be a shy person, but they still are going to show up. Because the Page of Wands, even though it's just a page, it's a courageous little page. Somebody that's willing to do something out of their comfort zone. Because there's like that youthful sense of optimism with the Page of Wands. So maybe there's even something that kind of triggers this person to feel more comfortable opening up to you, opening up a conversation with you in some way. Two of Swords. I feel like they don't know what to think about how you're going to respond to them. Why do I feel like it can go either way from this person's perspective? Like, either I go towards this person and they're like, you know, talking about you, the collective. Either I go towards the collective and they shut me down, or maybe they open up and we can see where it goes from there. It feels like somebody that very much wants to follow their intuition even though they're scared to. They feel like somebody that also wants to break out of their comfort zone. And I think that they are, because then that's followed by the Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands. Wait a second. This could be that same person we saw earlier with the Seven of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Because I believe that the Six of Wands was at the bottom of the deck for that person. Yes, because I said something about streamer. So, the little engine that could is what I'm getting, because it's like, even though they're like scared, maybe this is somebody that would typically want to stay in their comfort zone, but for whatever reason, they're gaining that courage. The Eight of Wands may be a little bit word vomity, like somebody that may be so anxious and has been wanting to talk to you for some time. And so they just like are so excited to finally talk to you that they just kind of spill a whole lot of stuff out there, and it may be a little overwhelming for you at first because you're like, okay, wait, what? Like, what are you trying to say right now? There's so much information. They're throwing so much information at you all at once. But it's positive. It may be a little bit like slightly out of character for this person, because it feels very like extroverted. But they don't feel like a person that's typically extroverted, but they're showing up in a way that's extroverted. So maybe they almost feel like that's like how they imagine that you want to be approached, is like somebody that's confident. Like, even if they're faking it, they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna be confident, even though I'm completely uncomfortable. And I'm not usually this talkative, but I'm gonna just go for it. But, you know, and that may seem like, you know, a disaster waiting to happen sort of thing, but Six of Wands, following the Eight of Wands. Why do I feel like this person's gonna have success? Like, just because of the fact that they simply tried, that they simply showed up, that they simply had the courage to even open up to you. I think that's gonna impress you, and you're gonna be like, you know, like maybe this is even somebody that you may have overlooked, or maybe you had no idea that this person even was thinking about you, feeling anything for you. And then all of a sudden they do, and you're like, that must have taken some guts, and I respect that. I feel like you're gonna respect this person. Because again, and that's why I would encourage anybody out there, you know, when it comes to like taking chances and stuff, talking to people that you're uncomfortable talking or opening up to, even if you feel that certain kind of connection, is like, the effort is what people typically notice. Or at least the people that are more enlightened, I would say. Not everybody is at that space, I think, but most people that are, you know, have gone through their own stuff, grown on their own journeys, I feel like they are way more likely to respect the effort. And so I think a lot of the time, if you feel like that sense of like, I want to do something but I'm too afraid, you may have better results simply because you are putting in the effort in the first place. I feel like this is this person. It's like they typically don't talk or they don't talk to everyone. They don't always open up to everyone, but they're making that effort for you. So I feel like you should feel special, because I think you are special to this person, because they would not just do this for anyone. And two, I think you're going to respect that. You're going to be like, you know, you're kind of awkward. You kind of fumbled over your sentence there, but I'm digging it. You know, like, hey, that's kind of cute. It's kind of cute that you're all flustered talking to me. You know, that was kind of cute that you are, you know, breaking out of your comfort zone. Dare to be daring, I dare say. Anyways, Hermit card at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so this is somebody that's an introvert. This is somebody that likes to be socially isolated, or at least that's their comfort zone. We were just talking about the comfort zone, yeah, and getting out of the comfort zone. Okay, I wonder what's underneath the Hermit. The Chariot. from being in an energy of inaction to an energy of action. Who is this person? This is somebody that's brave. I'm just saying, you may have like sort of overlooked this person or didn't think this much of them. Like, and I don't mean like you didn't expect this out of them. You did not think that this was the type of person to be this daring, to be this bold, to be this like it feels like they're acting out of their character, but it's like in the best way possible. Because they are here for the growth. They're here for the opportunity. They're here for the experience. I really like this person's energy. And it wouldn't surprise me if this is the same person as that Two of Cups / Seven of Pentacles we saw earlier. I like that. I like that a lot. I respect this person a lot. Speaking of respecting people, King of Pentacles. It is possible that this King of Pentacles could be representing this person that we are talking about. So I even kind of wonder if they see themselves more as like a page / knight, and they kind of put you on more of a pedestal as like a queen / the star, you know, somebody slightly more above them. But maybe the reality is that they're a King of Pentacles, and maybe this is what you see in them. You see this person's potential maybe before they even do, or before they did. Super stable, grounded, compatible with the energy you were showing up with. Yeah, I want to see what's underneath that. Ace of Wands. I feel like that is them being bold. Why does that feel like... That feels like them putting in the effort to manifest something here with you. They're like, okay, I really like that person, and typically I wouldn't do this, but I'm gonna act for it, because if I don't try, I will never know. And they're gonna have success on that track, I feel. Literally, just the fact that they are daring in the first place. It's like, yeah, that's amazing and great to find in a person. Very rare. I just want to see what's underneath the Ace of Wands. King of Cups. So not only is this person stable within their 3D, maybe abundance, material, financial realm, but also really good with their emotions. Stable, kind, empathetic. I'm just saying, this person's a catch, but I almost feel like if you simply judge this person based off of the exterior, the surface, I feel like this person's surface is very misleading, but not in a bad way. It's like the more you get to know this person, the more they open up to you, you really see how much of a true gem this person is. So definitely keep an open mind for when this person enters the picture. They may be unassuming at first, but then you like look deeper and you're like, wait a second. This person's complex. This person's intriguing. I wish to know more and explore more here. I like that. Let's bring out the Oracle, see what that has to say. Please and thank you, Spirit. Any other messages for the collective as to who is... Yeah, that's way too many. Oopsies. Let's put those back. I'll take that one just because it came out like that. Any other messages for the collective in relation to who is thinking about them in one? Okay, well, I'll take that one too. Sorry, that was probably a mosquito, I think, maybe? Anyways. Also, it was a weird noise I made, but that was unrelated to anything. I just make weird noises sometimes. Okay, the first card that came out is the Owl and Hop. This represents wisdom. I feel like that is speaking about intuition. Honestly, it could definitely be talking about your own wisdom, because especially with the Hierophant we saw earlier, you do have a lot of wisdom, a lot of like very useful information within you. But also on the other hand, I feel like someone here is trusting their intuition. They're acting out of a place of trust. Trust in the unseen. Yeah. And then the butterfly and snowdrop, this represents hope. Yeah, it's like somebody here is hoping for the best, and I think that they're gonna get the best outcome because they are coming at it with the right sort of mindset. I'm just saying. That's great. And then the quail and gooseberry, this represents anticipation. Okay, this person may be sweating a little bit thinking about approaching you, opening a conversation with you. It's like until they finally do it, they're gonna just be on edge, like, okay, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh God, especially because this feels like somebody that's breaking out of their comfort zone. So they're like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do it. It's cool. It's cool though, because it's just like I love that feeling of somebody being brave. Like it can be hard to be brave, which I feel like is yeah, that's pretty true for most situations, I would say. Um, but the people that show up in that brave energy, I feel like they need to be more commended or appreciated for doing that, because it's not easy. It really isn't. Then it came in and Poppy at the bottom of the deck with dreams. Why do I feel like you are somebody's dream person here? You're like somebody's manifestation. Like maybe this is even somebody that literally has been having dreams about you. That's an interesting thought. Like you're like seeping your way into this person's brain so far, like into the subconscious even. This person wakes out of a sleep and is like, okay, that was a detailed dream. What the hell? Maybe they even like are inspired to take this action because of a dream they had about you. Maybe they could see in their dream like a future between the two of you, and they're like, wait a second, I like that. That's worth it. That's worth the being brave. That's worth going out of your comfort zone for. Honestly, beautiful reading. I really like this a lot. I really hope that you enjoyed it too. And if it resonated at all, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. If you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you the next time that I upload. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.